Okay, so let us begin. Today we are going to start a new chapter called Numerical Integration, chapter 4. And so we are going to start a new chapter named as Numerical Integration. And so in this, what we are going to do is we are going to just see how we can integrate a function by using numerical methods, because you all know, right? So you all know, if you want to integrate x dx from 0 to 1, right? So a level, you know that it is x squared over 2, right? 0 to 1, so that is 1 over 2, right? So you know that, right? And in particular, if you want to see that in picture, you all know that, right? So this is y is equal to x line, 0 to 1. The area under the curve is the integration, right? So this area under the curve is equal to integration, right? So you all know this from A level. But there are certain functions, right, which cannot be integrated, or which does not have definite integrals, right, at least at your level, right? So it is not easy to write down the integral of those functions, right, when it comes to regular definite integral, right? Say for example, if someone says integrating from -2 to, or say maybe 0 to 1 cosine of natural log of x squared, right? So if they ask you to find this value, then you might find it difficult to integrate this, right? You may have to go for rules and all the things and stuff like that, right? So here what we are going to do is we are going to do some approximation, right? So we are going to do some approximation to get a value, right? So that value approximation is called numerical integration, right? So technically this is how we are going to do, right? Because you know that right? So you know that if f of x, f is a given function, right, defined at certain points, then you know that you can find, okay, we will just stick with, right? So continuity first, right? So if fx is a continuous function, and if you know it is a continuous function, right, over an interval ab, then you can see that you can always find an interpolating function, a polynomial that interpolates f, right? Pn is a polynomial, right? So you all know that. I'd say, for example, Newton's polynomial, you know the formula, right? So Pn of x is equal to f of x naught plus f of x naught comma x1 x minus x naught, and so like that, right? So this is one type of an interpolation polynomial, you know, right? So what we are going to do is right, so if you want to integrate f from a to b, right, you can approximate it with the integration of this polynomial. Right? So you can always approximate the integration of a function in an interval by approximating it by the integral of the interpolating polynomial over the same interval. Right? So that is what we are going to do here. Right? So because we know that this is how the polynomial is defined, right? We can try to, right? So this will go on, right? Right, you know that. So you can always integrate this. Right? So by using these type of ideas, right, we can define different types of integrals. Right? So first, what we are going to do is we are going to see a couple of types of integrals, right? So by using this approximation, we are going to define certain rules. Right? The first one is called trapezoidal rule. Right? So the first one is called trapezoidal rule. Right? So in trapezoidal rule, right? So what you have is this, right? Right, so in trapezoidal rule, what we do is we take a polynomial, right, that interpolates f at the two endpoints x naught and x1. Right, so here because the endpoints are a and b, right, so you name that as x naught as a and x1 as b. So, if you want to find an approximation, right, so then you know actually P1, right? So because there are only 2 points, so you name that as P1. So now you can integrate a to b P1x. That is, right, integral of a to b, you know f of x naught plus f of x naught comma x1 x minus x naught d of x, right? So integral of P1 is actually integral of this, right? So you can write this integral. First AB f of x naught, you know, is same as f of x naught, which is a, right? Plus f of x naught comma x1 is f of x1, that is b minus f of x naught a over x naught minus x1 b minus a times x minus x naught, that is a dx. Right? So if you integrate this, you get this. Right? So f of a, f of x naught is f of x naught, that is f of a, f of x naught comma x1, we already know Newton's divided difference formula, that is f of x naught, f of x1 minus f of x naught over x1 minus x naught, right, times x minus x naught, that is x minus a. Right? So you can integrate this. So this is f of a times x a to b, right? If you integrate f of a times dx, so that is f of a times x, a to b, right? Plus this one, this is a constant, so you have f of b minus f of a over b minus a times x minus a quantity squared over 2 a to b. Right, so if you integrate x minus a quantity a, that is x minus a quantity squared over 2, right? So that's the integration. So now if you simplify this, you are going to get 1 over 2 b minus a into f of a plus f of b, right? So the approximation for the integral a to b f of x dx is actually half b minus a into f of a plus f of b, right? So that is how you get the trapezoidal rule, right? So now you know that this is f of a plus f of b, right? So you know those values, right? Because f is at least defined on those points, right? And then you can get half of b minus a, that is the length of the interval. So you can find the integral, right? So let me give you an example, but before that, let me tell you graphically what we define by this trapezoidal rule. Right, graphically, so you know that on the xy axis, if this is your function f, right, a, you have f of a, b, you have f of b, right? So by this trapezoidal rule, what you are going to get is the area of this trapezoidal. The area of this trapezoidal is considered as the approximation for the integral of f from a to b, right? So that is how we define trapezoidal rule, right? So if you have 3 points, right, to integrate, then there will be a new rule, right? So first I will I will start with an example, right? Right, so f of x is this function, right? Suppose you want to integrate from 0 to 1, right? So you can do it separately also, but by using trapezoidal rule, right? Right, so if you want to apply trapezoidal rule, that is half of b minus a, that is 1 minus 0, times f of naught plus f of 1. Right, so that is 1 half of f of naught is 1 plus f of 1 is 1 plus 1 is 2. So the approximation, so right, so this is basically an approximation. Right, so this is how you find the integration. Right, so by using the trapezoidal rule. So this is by integrating Newton's interpolating polynomial that interpolates the given function over the interval a, b at the two endpoints. Right. Now suppose that you have 3 points. Right. So that is called Simpson's rule. Right. So this one is called Simpson rule. That is the second rule. The first one is trapezoidal. Second one is Simpson. Right. So suppose right, so suppose you have an interpolation like this, right? So you find an interpolating polynomial that interpolates f at two endpoints a, b, and at the midpoint, right? x1, which is the midpoint, right? So you divide the interval into 3 equally spaced points. Right? So if you do that, then you will write the interpolating polynomial in the following form. Right? Right? So if you write the interpolating polynomial P2, you will get f of x naught plus f of x naught comma x1 into x minus x naught plus f of x naught comma x1 comma x2, right, times x minus x naught into x minus x1. So you want to get the integral of this function. Right? So if you want to integrate, then basically you have to integrate one by one. Right? Right? First thing you notice that a to b integral of p2 is same as integrating from x naught to x naught plus 2h, right, times dx. Right? But that is same as okay. So now you know this is an integral of three things, right? Integral of f of x naught dx, f of x naught x1 into x minus x naught dx, and this into this into this dx. So you can do the integral separately, right? So you can try to do the integral separately, right? So I leave that part as a homework, right? So because you can do it very easily, right? X naught to x naught plus 2h f of x naught into dx is basically f of x naught okay, so f of x naught, right, times x, you go from x naught to x naught plus 2h, right? So that turned out to be f of x naught times 2h. Right? Similarly, you can find this integral and you can find this integral in terms of x naught, x1 and x2. Right? So I leave that part as a homework. Okay, so after doing all the integrals, right, so this is what you are going to get. No, x2. right? So after doing the integral of all these three terms separately and combining all of them together, right, you will get the integral from a x naught to x2 of p2 of x is h over 3, right, times f of x naught plus 4 times f of x1 plus f of x2, right? So our goal is to find the integral of f of x dx from a to b, right? So then h over 3, or h is basically b minus a over 6, right? Because h is b minus a over 2, half length is h, the total length is 2h, so it's going to be b minus a over 6, right, times f of a plus 4 times f of a plus b over 2 plus f of b. And so that is what you are going to have as the interpolating polynomial, right? So here, example, if you want to do it by using the trapezoidal, sorry, Simpson's rule, right, 3x squared plus 1, so that is 2 minus 0 over 6 times, right, so f of 0 plus 4 times f of 1 plus f of 2, right? So that is the formula, but your f is 3x squared, so you can find it, that is 2 over 6 into f of 0 is 1 plus 4 times 1 is 4 plus f of 2 is 4, 12, 13. Right, so you can simplify this and get the formula. Right. So these are the two rules which we are going to study in Newton's interpolating, so numerical integration, right? So, but let me finish it off with one more example, right? Where you don't know the function, but you can do the integration. So here's the question. They gave you f only defined on two places, right? 0 and 2, and f of x is defined as 2 and 5, right? So first you have to write down the Newton's interpolating polynomial. Right, so Newton's interpolating polynomial you can write, right? P1 of x is f of x naught plus f of x1 minus f of x naught over x1 minus x naught into x minus x naught. Right, so f of x naught is 2 plus f of x1 minus x naught is 3 over 2. 2 into x minus x naught is this. So 3 over 2x plus 2 is the Newton's interpolating polynomial which you studied in chapter 3. Right. Second part is also chapter 3 problem. Right. They ask you to find approximation for f of 1, that is approximately p1 of 1, that is 3 over 2 plus 2. Right. So that is 3 over 2 times 1 plus 2, that is 7 over 2. Right, so that is this. Next, first they ask you to find the integration 0 to 2 f of x dx by trapezoidal rule. Right, so trapezoidal rule is this: 2 minus 0 over 2 into f of naught plus f of 2. Right, so you can substitute the values. That is 2 over 2 into f of naught is 2 plus f of 2 is 5. So that is 7. B part, Simpson's rule, right? B part, Simpson rule, 0 to 2 f of x dx is equal to b minus a over 6 times f of naught plus 4 times f of 1 plus f of 2. Right, so that is 2 over 6. F of naught is 2. 4 times f of 1 is here. So 4 times 7 over 2 plus f of 2 is 5. Right, so that is why in part 2, they ask you to find f of 1. Right? In case if they don't ask you to find f of 1, then you should have find it first and then write it here. Right? So that is why they ask you to find the f of 1 approximation for f of 1 there. Right? So this is also a type of example you might have for numerical integration. Right? If instead of giving the function in function form, right, they just give you the function at certain points. So you may first have to find the interpolating polynomial by using the points, basically the Newton's interpolating polynomial, and then you should be able to figure out the intermediate values or approximations, and then you can use that to find the integration, numerical integration, by using the appropriate rule they are asking for. So we studied only two rules, the Simpson rule and trapezoidal rule. I show you how to derive them, and I show you how to use them in numerical computation. Right? So what I am going to do is I am going to stop the class with this. When you are returning back, I think as Dean says, you will have the first semester crash course. So this is the second semester course. So after the first semester exam, we will have a 1 month crash course for this. On that time, I will talk to you about in-course assessments and everything. So I will stop here, no class tomorrow. And I will restart the class when the second semester crash courses start.